Welcome to another fabulous episode of Cannabis Women Podcast. This is Respect My Region's panel style podcast. And today we have some special guests. I'm lucky to call all three of these ladies my friends. They are Kailey Morgan, Katie Feurtado, and Marissa Twichell. They are the founders of Women of Cannabis. So we're going to dive into it. We're going to ask them about their organization and everything that they have going on. There's an upcoming event. Women of Cannabis, they have the best ladies focused events for people in the cannabis industry in California. I'm just going to go around and have each of you guys introduce yourself. But before we start, we'll share a brief update from our sponsor. It is RMR Legacy Smalls, Respect My Region's cannabis flower line, available in Washington State and California. The current strains include Super Mimosa, Dedication OG, Rainbow Truffle, London Pound Cake, and RS11. So go find that at your delivery service or your dispensaries. The Respect My Region team, they go all over finding the best flower to bring to you guys. And we're so excited. So appreciate you guys joining. How's everybody doing?
Feeling fantastic. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. So Kailey, you can start, and then we'll go Katie and Marissa. Go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know who you are in the industry.
Well, thank you again. My name is Kailey Morgan. I've been in the industry for about 15 years, everything from cultivation to solventless hash making to retail operations to now B2B sales with the legacy brand Big Pete's Treats. I also have had the opportunity of starting Women of Cannabis with two of my bestest friends in the whole wide world. So it's been pretty incredible.
Awesome. And thank you again, Shelbie, for hosting us today. We're super excited to get on here and collaborate with you. I'm Katie Feurtado. I am also one of the co-founders of Women of Cannabis. I am also vice president of sales for Big Pete's Treats. It's my family's brand. I've worked with them for about 10 years now, expanding our business throughout California and many other states and countries. And, excited to get on here and collaborate with you guys and just open up the dialogue.
And hi, Shelbie. Thanks for having us. Stoked to talk with you. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Now we can see your beautiful face.
It all is falling down over here. I'm Marissa. I am director of growth for multiple cannabis brands throughout the state of California. Also one of the co-founders of Women of Cannabis, along with Kailey and Katie. And we're stoked because we're about to have our 3-year anniversary of Women of Cannabis. So super excited to share.
Yes, 11/11. The first Women of Cannabis event that I went to with you guys was at Dr. Green Thumbs in Cathedral City. That's my hometown of the Coachella Valley. And it was beautiful. I mean, that lounge that it was in is beautiful. There's stars on top, and it was just the perfect vibe. There was also a masseuse. There was a beautiful large charcuterie setting, which is always at each of the events. And then I just made tons of friends there that I still have. And it's it was such a special moment. So I knew that I wanted to be a part of it with you guys. So I try to volunteer at each event as often as I can. And I think I've made each of them except for the one that was in the Bay Area. But hopefully I can go to the Bay Area next time. I work for Yummy Karma, and Yummy Karma was under the same distro umbrella as Big Pete's. So that's how I was also part-time bud tender in Palm Desert. So that's when I first met Marissa, when she was doing a demo, and I'm like, hey, we're kind of in the same family. So I met Marissa first, and then my company suggested that I go out with Katie on some sales trips. So she and I hit it off in LA, and we've stayed friends. And Katie is the cookie queen up in NorCal. So I don't get to see you in person as often, but now with the industry events we do, and you've been there to support me during some stressful times that I've had at a long industry event. So I'll always cherish that and remember and be grateful. So
and always here for you. And our events would not be the same without you. You bring such a special piece to all of them. So thank you.
Yes. And I love, Shelbie, that you've seen the growth from the beginning, right? Like from that very first event, like that is so special to us. And thank you for like all of your support, like how you just said, how you've been to pretty much every single event. Like we always look forward to seeing your face and having you be a part of our event. So thank you.
Hell yeah.
And
Well,
I'm actually so happy. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm so happy you brought up 11/11 because the original Dr. Green Thumbs event that we were at together, this coming 11/11 is the 2-year anniversary of that first date. So really special timing right now.
Yeah, numerology, the universe got our back on that one.
They sure did.
But let's share more of it in depth with the audience, people who they need to know like what makes this special. So we'll start with Katie. Women of Cannabis started as a passion project and has evolved into a successful business. How did this transformation occur and what motivated you guys to make it a serious endeavor?
Yeah. So, I mean, this is like the most beautiful part is kind of our story and how we flourished, right? I was at MJ BizCon like 2 years ago, and every single meeting that I went into, I was pretty much the only female, right? And a few weeks after that, that's like when it really resonated with me when I was at MJ BizCon. But then a few weeks after that, I went to the Dr. Green Thumbs and saw their lounge space and was like, wow, this is gorgeous. And it just all kind of came together, right? I called my girls, literally first 2 people I thought of were Kailey and Marissa. And I was like, this is the vision. This is what we're doing. Let's pick a date. Like, let's get it going. And we did it, right? And so at that moment, we didn't really know what we were creating, but what we were creating was very special, right? Like, we sold out of tickets pretty quickly. We had over 120 women come to that event, our first event. It was a packed room, and it was so beautiful because everyone sat in a circle at one point in the event and opened up like why they're in the industry, how they got into the industry. That was Kailey's beautiful idea. And it just really opened up the room for beautiful conversations, right? And so after that event, we basically all got together and we were like, okay, let's do this again. We hosted an event at Green Street that had like 300 women, and like it was very clear to us that women are craving this space and that we have something special. And so we ran with it.
Yeah, I remember that part of the event where we all did go in a circle and we were like, what? Like nobody expected that. And that was very like that evoked a lot of emotions for people. Like some women were crying, just like saying that the cannabis industry being a part of this space has like given them a new purpose, and that maybe they didn't have a great life, but now this is like something very special and where they can find community. So yes, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Kailey, Women of Cannabis has been successful in organizing events that cater to women. What can attendees expect at your events, and how are they different from the others? I guess we kind of just touched on it, but is there anything else that you can?
Absolutely. For Women of Cannabis, for us, it's really about making women, first of all, feel recognized, feel appreciated, and truly celebrated. So for us, we're really wanting to create high vibes and high-end spaces so women can come together in a carefree environment, be authentic, and create authentic relationships. So within our spaces, we like to curate, fun interactive activities like our build your own flower bouquet bar, maybe a masseuse to get you in a relaxing mood. Of course, you can't have a cannabis event without a dab bar and can of cocktails, but really we want to create an intimate setting for the women to relax and come together and feel truly celebrated in the badass, amazing cannabis babes they are.
Thank you very much for that. Yes, you can build your own beautiful bouquet to take home. I know that's what I look forward to. So I'm excited for that. Marissa. Women of Cannabis emphasizes creating an equitable community in a male-dominated cannabis industry. How do you envision achieving this goal, and what steps have you guys taken so far?
Yeah, so at all of our events are definitely like women-focused, women-centric. But I do want to just put out there that we do allow men. Some of our biggest supporters are men. And one way that we're really we've been building these spaces for women to come together and just kind of have networking, but in a fun, really relaxed, no pressure atmosphere. Like you just come in and it's kind of a mixer, right? The only requirement is that you work in cannabis, at least for our California events. And this 11/11 event is going to be really bridging the gap because we've partnered with Dan from Hollyweed and Go Global. So we're really excited because we're going to be bringing kind of two worlds together. There's a lot of separation in the industry. And we know, I mean, there's statistics out there that it's really, really hard for women in particular, and especially women of color. So we try to curate spaces that are very welcoming to every woman that works in the industry, whether you're a bud tender or C-suite. And just come like relax, get high, vibe. Some people come to party. A lot of networking goes down. A lot of friendships occur. So I think like bridging that gap is important to us because we want a seat at the table with the men, and we're not going to do that by excluding men from what we do. So 11/11 will be really interesting to bring very different demographics together and see how that works. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, awesome. The last event that I went to at the location that the upcoming event is at, Go Global, I think I went to a 710 Labs event. So it was very like guys everywhere. So it'll be awesome to have a female-focused event here. But shout out to Dan from Visit Hollyweed. That's a great partnership and like really remarkable. So we're really looking forward to it. And yes, every time that I've gone to an event and the men who are there, like they're such gentlemen and really, really nice people. So that's amazing. Katie, you and your coworkers have faced challenges as women in the cannabis industry. How has Women of Cannabis created more of a supportive community for other women facing similar challenges?
Well, really, it begins with creating that space, right? Bringing all the women together, making them feel heard and understood. Seeking maybe some advice from other colleagues in the industry. And really, like I said, just creating that space for the community to come together.
Thank you. Kailey, you've mentioned the importance of networking and helping women advance in their cannabis careers. How do your events facilitate the networking and collaboration among everyone?
I love this question because we have a beautiful example that was born from our event. So we shout out to our girl Mendy. She is an incredible henna artist within our community. And we met her by her just attending one of our events as, a guest. And she jumped in, she lent a hand, and she gave henna to all the ladies. It was incredible. Well, come our next event, she got hired by one of the brands that sponsored our event. And now since then, she's been able to build herself up as being for hire from all these cannabis brands. And it started at one of our events. So we feel so honored, as Marissa said, we want to curate a space that's for anyone just starting out or anyone who's in C-suite. We want the whole totem pole there, and we want to help lift and encourage women to get their network more evolved and dive into whatever they want to do. So for sure, shout out to Mendy. She is incredible and doing amazing things. And we're just so honored that spark started from one of our Women of Cannabis events.
Yes, I became friends with Mendy at the Women of Cannabis event as well. So it's always awesome to see her at other events now. And she's always down to do a design on my hand. And I'm always so grateful. Yeah, that's amazing. Yes. I can give another great example. Danny Baranowski was also at your events, and now she's been on my episode a couple episodes back. So that's another great, beautiful connection. Thanks to you guys.
We love Danny.
Marissa, there are other various organizations that support women in the industry. How does Women of Cannabis collaborate with them or support these organizations to collectively uplift women?
So with this question, I want to shout out Blunt Brunch specifically. We love Adelia. We love what they're doing. They've been a huge support to us, and in return, we're a huge support to them. I'd love to see more women's groups collaborating in the space, but so many women have paved the way before we have. There's Women Grow. We always want to shout them out. Women in Weed, Women Empowered in Cannabis. There's a ton of groups out there that have paved the way, and we're coming in behind and hopefully expanding that road to make it more accessible to other people. I think we are aware of like 4 other groups that have popped up since we've started doing what we're doing, and we love to see it. Like, okay, cool. Like, let's keep giving more women a seat at that table. We love Rochelle Gordon. She's amazing. She's covered us a couple times, and she's super supportive. We're just really supportive of the women in the space, and I would like to see that support increase and expand across the board a little bit more.
Yeah, and just to kind of second what Marissa has to say, like we love supporting other women organizations and just they love supporting us too. Like we'll go to their events, they'll come to our events, for Big Pete's, like I'm always looking to sponsor other women-led events, right? Donate to the goodie bags, like however we can contribute, we're always willing. And so just really throwing out that extra support.
What if one day there's a convention with all of us, all the other groups all together, and it's just like this huge festival? That'd be
All
such
women.
Well, we're on the way to that for MJ Biz, since we're going to be having you, us, and Blunt Brunch all in the same room working together. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a party in Vegas. I'm so excited.
And to think 2 years ago when, this idea kind of sprouted at MJ Biz, and now 2 years fast forward, we're all collaborating together. Like that is beautiful.
I love it.
I love it. Katie, your events are known for creating a safe and welcoming space for women. What makes the Women of Cannabis different from the typical cannabis gatherings? I guess we're just asking each one of you, like, what do you think is most special and what can people be excited for?
Yeah, so I love this. So we always want the women that are coming to our events, we want them to feel better when they're leaving than when they got there, right? So when they come, we're celebrating, we're hooking them up with goodies, we're pampering them, we'll have a masseuse, we'll have the henna, we haven't done a sound bath. We're trying to figure out how to incorporate that eventually. And then our goodie bags, of course, are full of a bunch of bomb cannabis products, some CBD skincare, just different items. So we really we want the women to come and just feel amazing when they leave and just feel all those high vibes. So I would say that's, the difference. It's not just a typical smoke sesh, right?
That's right. Kailey, sponsors have played a role in making the Women of Cannabis event successful. Can you share some insights into how sponsorships have contributed and impact your events?
Absolutely. I mean, if it wasn't for our sponsors, Women of Cannabis would be nothing like it is today. Because of incredible sponsors like Coastal Sun, Binsky, Big Pete, supporting every single event that we've done. I have goosebumps saying it right now because truly we have people that see our vision, believe in our vision, and want to support that. And like Marissa said, this has come from women-owned companies. This has come from men-owned companies, from everybody's companies. And we are beyond grateful that people believe in this space we're trying to curate and are willing to throw down the bucks for it, especially in a climate of cannabis things are tough right now. People are tightening the belt. So we, again, shout out to so many of our amazing sponsors, Coastal Sun and Binsky and Big Pete specifically, for literally sponsoring every single one. We don't know how we do it without you, because every single dollar that we bring in from sponsors gets infused back into our events. And we're always trying to develop and make it bigger and better. This is purely a passion project for us ladies on how we can give back to whatever community we're in. So these sponsors are the ones that are making sound baths possible and fire spinners and all sorts of cool things that you may see at 1111, just wink, wink. So we couldn't do it without them.
Beautiful. And yes, the goodie bags that the sponsors provide, they provide product for the goodie bags, and they're always so amazing. Everybody's just always just dying about it. Everybody's so excited to repost and share what they got. And they're very memorable. So thank you. Shout out to all the sponsors that help the Women of Cannabis events. Marissa, men have also shown support for the Women of Cannabis events. Can you elaborate on how the men have contributed to the success of your organization and a broader goal of women empowerment in the cannabis industry?
Yeah, so I touched on it a little bit earlier, but men are some of our biggest supporters. We've had numerous sponsors. Shout out Darren, Kailey mentioned from Coastal Sun. He's always supporting. Kevin from Puffco has supported quite a few of our events. There's definitely men that are like stepping up and being a part of it. We super appreciate the men that are brave enough to buy a ticket and come show up, because it does happen and those numbers are increasing. So that's really fun to see. We've actually had men at every one of our events, and I remember the first guy that I saw at our event, he kind of showed up early and I came out of the bathroom and was like, hey, and he's like, hi, I'm blah, 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 blah from blah, blah, blah insurance. Women need insurance too. It was like, insurance. And I'm like, yeah, come have food, welcome. Like, I love that some men are not intimidated and they want to come support, and we're just seeing that increase. We do want to keep the numbers like respectful where it's a women-centric event, because I think that we just naturally, as we all know, we go to a lot of events and sessions and whatnot in LA, and they're super dope, but you walk in and it's like, I'd say a 25 to 30 to 1 ratio, men to women. So we're just curating a space that's not intimidating for these women, that they can come be comfortable, but we are always welcoming of men. We just want to prioritize the women in the space at that time, if that makes sense.
Thank you. That is so lovely. So everybody is welcome, but yes, remember, Women of Cannabis, and it's just, eye-opening for men to see how determined women can be, and like the lovely space that they can create, and open themselves out to those things and work together eventually.
Exactly.
Katie, Women of Cannabis aims to empower, of course, always women in the industry. Can you share some more success stories in which the organization has contributed to the advancement of other women in cannabis?
Yes. So, like Kailey was saying earlier, the success stories of, women coming to our events and then finding a new job or a new passion project, or just connecting, right, with other women to create new visions. That's been pretty impactful for us, obviously, because that's why we created this, to bring the women together, to uplift them so they can meet new people, get new relationships, get new connections, because that's really where it all begins, So it's like, come to one of our events, meet new people, see your familiar faces, come to the next one, hopefully meet some new people, right? Another thing too that we've done at all of our events is we'll have a raffle table, and all the proceeds to the raffle will go to a local charity. So whatever city we're in, Cathedral City, we did it. Went to a local charity there. LA, we've donated to a few women's shelters. The last one in San Diego, we raised funds for the Maui wildfire victims. So, we're just really looking for different ways to give back to our community and just impact them in different ways.
Thank you very much. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Kailey, are there any specific goals or initiatives that Women of Cannabis has in mind for the future to continue supporting and empowering women in the industry?
Absolutely. Well, our home base is California, but the big vision is to take this around the world, to be able to empower women all around the world and create these safe spaces and uplift our community. We actually have our first event coming up outside of the state of California. So big drum roll. We are going to Miami, Florida in January, which is going to be absolutely incredible. Finally stepping our foot into other networks and territories and being able to curate something special there and feel like those women have a support system even across the country. We also have Cannabis in our vision, hoping to take it international, and yet again, just keep building these safe, divine, feminine forward spaces.
Congratulations, you guys. That's
Thank
huge.
you.
That's amazing. And that just speaks volumes on how, like, when women get together, the sky is the limit, like we can go global. Like, that is so exciting. I can't wait. I hope maybe I can make it over to that one. Jesus, I've always wanted to go to Miami. So that's huge.
You're coming, girl.
You're coming.
We literally
Pack your bags.
Put out that energy into the universe and make it happen. We're like, once I realized, like, we have a network of women in Miami, like, we can do this, we can get it done, we can create this space for these women. So definitely excited for that event, prepping and planning like crazy. And we'll have more details on that very soon for everyone.
Very soon.
But yeah, Big Pete's also has placements in Canada, and I know you were networking over there, so maybe that's eventually down the line as well. And I'm just so excited to see like all the possibilities. Oh my gosh, awesome.
That's basically like what I've been doing is going on around to these different markets, starting to build my network. That way we can tap in, right? So very exciting.
Marissa, what inspires you most about the work Women of Cannabis is doing, and what message would you like to convey to women who are looking to enter or advance in the cannabis industry?
Okay, so 2 questions there. I think so I've said this on a couple other podcasts I've done, and working in cannabis in general is a very male-dominated space. We've all experienced that. On a personal level, that's never really been uncomfortable for me. Like I've noticed, I've been aware, but I work well in very male-dominated spaces. I have 3 brothers. I don't have any sisters. Like it's just comfortable for me. When we threw that first event in Cathedral City, we never intended to have a business or continue. We were just kind of throwing a dope party for people in the Palm Springs area. And it was the feedback that we started to receive. People were asking, when's the next one? And just telling us, like you said, we had women cry at that first event. And I was just so moved and like, oh, wow, okay. Like we have something here. This is something that's like, not just fun, it's very needed in our space. So that really lights the fire for me to like help provide those spaces for other women, because everybody's not comfortable walking into a boardroom with 16 guys and you're the only female. That might be okay for me, but that's not okay for a lot of other people. And I recognize that and I appreciate it. And it makes me want to like make our industry more equitable and provide those spaces. So that's part of that. And then anybody that's looking to get into the cannabis industry, if you're just entry level or whatever, 2 things: find a mentor. Definitely find a mentor. Find somebody that you see what they're doing, you trust them, you are inspired by them, and reach out. You'd be really surprised how many people are really willing to take that phone call and help you out. I've had mentors. I've mentored 4 different people at this point over the last couple of years, and it's like, never stop learning, never stop growing. And I think the biggest thing is, because it can be extremely intimidating when you're entering the industry, ask questions. Like, don't be afraid to ask all the questions. If you don't know something, don't bullshit it. Just ask, and you're going to get that much further, that much quicker. So, and reach out to us if you're trying to get in the industry. We're always hooking people up with jobs. So
Yeah, that was so beautifully well said, Marissa. And I was just about to say, like, if you are looking to get in the cannabis industry and you don't know where to begin, come to one of our events. It's a great way to get yourself out there.
for sure.
Yeah, there were a couple of things I wanted to add on. There's a girl that we know, her name is Lee. She's awesome. And I was talking to her and I didn't really know what she did, but then come to find out at one of the events that she is HR for the company that she works for. So that was crazy. And then right after talking to her, she invited me to one of her company's events that they were throwing for women. So it's just so cute, like the little stepping stone that everything leads to, the domino effect. But yeah, like if you
We love Lee. We love Lee.
we love her. She's lovely. And then also, just to add, like Marissa, you kind of are like perfect to be in this group because you did help me advance. When I saw you were a speaker for one of the G4 expos, and I was like, wow, that's my friend, like I could do something like that too. I want to do that. And then I called you, or I applied to be a speaker at G4, and then I called you once I got accepted, and I was like, okay, I got accepted. Like I did it because I saw you do it. What advice do you have? And you told me to like get there early and practice with my other co-panelists, and it's just helped me so much and build my confidence. And I've kept going and kept doing public speaking, and now here we are all together doing this. So it's amazing, magical.
Oh, that literally gave me goosebumps.
Same.
So beautiful.
You guys had a really cool photo shoot with Smoke Show Code. Do you guys want to talk about that and that day?
Sure. Shout out to Lucia. She is awesome. And actually, I'm so bummed. Apologies to Lucia. I totally included her with one of the women's groups that we collaborate with. She's amazing. We met her at one of our events at Green Street, and she was representing a brand, but she was so dope. She came early, she volunteered, she helped us. Oh my God, she went above and beyond because we need some help during these events, and she just really stepped up. We kept in contact. She's come to a bunch of our other events. She was a sponsor in San Diego. She's got really dope clothing and jewelry line that she has for sale, so check them out. I believe that their Instagram is Welcome to the Smoke Show, and then there's also Smoke Show Co, I believe, but you can find them under our Instagrams and you can purchase their clothes and their jewelry. And she also provides brand ambassadors for different brands. So if you're looking to get hired, I know she's always looking for people in Southern California. Reach out to her for that. But she's been a huge supporter of us, and she's got this great photographer, Ashley Ann, and she was just like, you guys want to come do a photo shoot as clothes? We also want to highlight the three of you as they picked a smoke show of the month. And so we were the smoke shows for October, and she highlighted who we are, what we do. And we got to have a really fun day in Venice Beach, getting high and taking some dope photos. So shout out Lucia and Ashley. It's really cool.
And I do want to add that these women did such an incredible job of creating a, inclusive, safe, goddess feeling space where a woman of any body could walk in and just feel showered in love and grace. And usually I always say I like to be behind the camera, not in front of it. But Ashley was a rock star and made us all just feel so empowered, and it totally relays in the photos. So that was such a fun experience, especially for me, but really grateful.
It was a fabulous girls' day too. That was much needed. Kailey, Marissa, and I are spread out through California. Kailey's up north, I'm in LA, Marissa's in San Diego. So it brought us all together for a nice, beautiful day of, we needed to get some business done, but we also had a lot of fun doing it. Lucia actually reached out and asked me to be in another photo shoot coming up. So I am really excited about that, and just to connect with her on that level. All of her clothing and merch is so fun. It's so beautiful. And yeah, I love what she has going on. So shout out to her.
Smoke Show Co. Yeah, those photos turn out beautiful. You guys all looked like you were having so much fun. So that's awesome. That's amazing. Yes. Wow. Okay, so the 11/11 upcoming event is around Veterans Day. Are you incorporating Veterans Day or any of that? Or what organizations are you guys donating to this time?
So we haven't created our organization quite yet, but I love that you brought that up. So we will internally speak, and that is a fantastic idea to donate to the veterans. We've always given back in so many different ways, getting product to the veterans and all that good stuff. So love that, and I'm sure we will pick a nice veteran charity to give back to.
Yeah, I love that you brought that up, Shelbie. It's definitely something that, Katie and I, working with Big Peach Treats, we've helped the Santa Cruz Veterans Alliance and donated to many veterans groups over the years. So it's something very near and dear to our heart. And as far as our event, it's so funny because, with cannabis being federally illegal still, a lot of companies do not want to take money from cannabis. So it's something we've run into, but we're finding ways to get around it. But that is absolutely a network that we want to penetrate. And I know there must be so many women forward veterans groups that could probably use this help as well. So that is something that we'll have an update for you on 11/11.
Thank you, guys. And yeah, just going back to my episode with Danny and Tina from Vegas and hearing them speak on how they have grouped together to change laws. We have so much potential getting together as women and having these passions, and all we want to do is help people. So it's how can we be allowed to help more? So awesome. Well, I can't wait to see all the potentials and all the things that we can continue to do and all the work. I'm going to go around and see if there's anything else you would like to mention before we end our conversation, or anything you want to leave us with, and how people can follow you and stay tuned on all the great work that you're doing. So Kailey, please, you go first.
Absolutely. Thank you. I'm First off, this has been absolutely fabulous. We are so excited to be here. And I just want to reiterate that our next event is right around the corner. It's 11/11. So November 11th, going to reiterate it. We're going to be down at Go Global in Westwood, Hollywood, curating this incredible space of more of a mystical and enchanting, divine feeling, really going with, this whole astrological feel of 11/11 and the transitions that it represents, not only in ourselves, but in the spirit of the season and, let's just say the cannabis industry as well. So please come share the time with us. We do have tickets for sale through Eventbrite, and we'll see you there.
Yes. And just to second what Kailey said, we hope to see you at our event. The flower is female, teamed up with Hollyweed and Go Global. So really excited about that event. And then, we will have details about the Miami event coming out right after 11/11. So definitely stay tuned for that. If you're a brand out in Florida and you want to get involved, we'd love to have you. So all exciting things, lots of fun stuff in the works. And, we're just getting started. So let's go, ladies.
Yes. And then our Instagram, if you could give us a follow, it's Women of Cannabis _420. There's a link to our 11/11 for the tickets in our bio. Right now, they are 50% off for another week. So get your tickets now before those prices go up. I know how everybody in SoCal is and they wait till the last minute, but you don't want to wait on this one because prices will be increasing. And I just wanted to give a shout out to a couple other fellow women that are doing some good work, like Carly Kramer, who works with Freedom Grow, and a couple other people. She basically helps cannabis prisoners have support and it helps to get them out of prison. So I definitely wanted to shout her out, and just all the other, you, Shelbie, watching you grow in this industry has been such a pleasure, and I'm so excited for this new chapter on your journey. So shout out to you.
Thank you guys so much. All of you guys have been very instrumental in my growth. So shout out to you. This has been one of my favorite episodes. Awesome. I can't say it enough, but yeah, everybody, 11/11 in Los Angeles, California. Goat Global is a dispensary and lounge. They have a beautiful upstairs area. I'm so excited to see what the girls bring. So buy your ticket. Like Marissa said, they're 50% off this week, and they are going to increase. So the early bird gets the worm. So get your ticket. If you work at a dispensary, talk to your coworkers and see if they want to join. If you have any friends that want to enter the industry, see if they want to join. And it's a great opportunity to network and get in and meet the best people who are, doing the work in the cannabis industry in California. So there's nothing like it. So yeah, once again, 11/11, and tap into Kailey, Katie, and Marissa on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on their platforms, and Women of Cannabis _420 on Instagram.
And we are very shadow banned. So you have to type out the entire thing, Women of Cannabis _420, and then it will finally pop up. But once you find us, it's going to be fabulous. I promise you that.
Yes. And one last thing too. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Marissa.
Say, visit Hollyweed. Check out Visit Hollyweed. Dan does a fantastic job of covering players in the industry, and if you're not really sure where to start with who's who in the industry, just go check out his page. It's all laid out right there for you, and he's got access to really dope people, and he's a great guy. So check them out too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then first 100 people that attend our event are going to be getting some fire goodie bags. We have been working very hard with a bunch of different brands, getting all these products in place. And the goodie bags are at this point, well over $350 worth of cannabis. And we're still building them, still getting brands. So if you need a good bag full of cannabis, get your ticket, $25. Come get hooked up, high vibes, good spirits, and we hope to see you there.
Yeah, go in the first 100. So come be a part of the first 100 because you don't want to miss that. We're definitely for these goodie bags. So.
And if you're a brand and you want to get involved, make sure to tap in because these events are very special and you definitely want to be a part of it. You want your product in the goodie bags and you want to be there with your presence and sharing everything that's great to the people who are there. And yes, we are going to list all the information in the video if you want to go back. So thank you guys, ladies. Women Wednesday, Women of Cannabis Wednesday, 11/11 coming up. That is a Saturday. So you'll be off work, hopefully. But so excited. Thank you guys so much. Have a beautiful rest of your day. To everybody tuning in, please like, follow, and subscribe to all things Women of Cannabis and Respect My Region. And please make sure to tap in with Kailey, Katie, and Marissa once again. If you have a comment, question, drop a comment or review, let us know. And make sure to find Respect My Region flower at your local dispensary and delivery service. Thank you all so much. Have a beautiful day.
You as well. Thank you.
Talk soon. Bye.
Bye.